Big week for anime games. We got a new character on My Hero Ultra Rumble. New DLC has hit Dragon Ball Sparking Zero along with a patch, but we also have the reveal of Season 9 for Naruto Shinobi Striker along with a developer letter. Welcome to this week's Around the Bush. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome! It is Around the Bush for all your anime game news! This is the episode for April 25th, 2025. April 25th, Portugal's Independence Day. No one cares. Cool. All right. So anyway, apparently even the Portuguese government doesn't care, by the way, because they had celebrations and they went like, no, the Pope died, so we're not going to do it. Really? Okay. Anyway, Naruto Shinobi Striker has announced some stuff and shown us what they have planned for Season 9. You know, a little tease at the very least. The big thing from the tweet to take away is that reworks of secret techniques. Reworks is a huge word. So they are going as far as like changing secret techniques, which sounds huge, honestly. Battle adjustments as well, as usual. Please take this survey. I'm trying to take the survey, Bandai. I'm trying to take the survey. What the hell? There's so many countries, so many regions cannot take the survey. I think they're working on fixing this. I've heard from people they're working on fixing this, but they haven't fixed it yet. I can't. You will not dodge my feedback, Bandai Namco. You will not dodge it. But let's take a look at the developer letter, which gives us a little tease of what to expect from Season 9. So, Season 9 has a theme as usual, villain. The season comes with 4 new characters, so expect DLC to come out. Every DLC character usually takes 2 to 3 months to come out. They're going to start in spring, so maybe May, which would make it May, June, July, August, September, November. Until the end of the year, you're gonna get content for Shinobi Striker. It's not dying anytime soon, and so we'll see more masters. This has 4 new special Master Ninjutsu training DLCs, plus a season pass bonus ninjutsu. They haven't done one of these in a while because I don't think Season 8 had a season pass. You just had to buy the characters individually. But yeah, they're doing a season pass bonus ninjutsu again. Could the special bonus ninjutsu have something to do with a certain duo working together to create a powerful move? This has to be something like a Deidara Sazori working together, because it's villains. Or maybe not. Maybe it has nothing to do with the theme at all. Sometimes the bonus ninjutsu has nothing to do with the theme. So, theme, villain, powerful foes will be joining to sow chaos in the Ninja World League. Stay tuned for more details on these dastardly foes. That's all you're getting for now. You don't get any tease on who they are. So, this season, we'll be adding some new content, especially including new character DLC, items, weapons and items obtainables from Scroll Appraisal, and more summoned animals, baby! Let's talk about summoned animals. In order to offer new strategic experience, the summoned animals we plan to implement in the new season have a number of special abilities. Future summoned animals will not be limited to assisting in movement. So far, I would say like the dog assists in movement, obviously, but the bird especially. Ninja Hawk really assists in movement. The frog, not so much. I mean, he jumps high, but he's more of like an armored beast jumping up and down and holding their own ground. That said, it seems like they're moving away from movement here, and moving into more of an indirect combat support role, opening up your tactical options, which is great. Hopefully, they make the summoned animals a part of your builds and not something you select separately, so you can like change builds on the fly, change the animal after you see what game mode or what map you're going into. I would love to see that change if possible. Otherwise, you're just locked before you even queue up. The next summoned animal is a member of the three-way deadlock. Three-way deadlock, famously frog, snake, and slug. We already have a frog, so the next one is either a snake or a slug. Keep your eyes peeled for more info. Next, SS Plus Revival Festival begins at the Scroll Appraisal. For now, they're not doing new SS Plus weapons, but they are reviving them, quote-unquote, which means bring them back to the gacha system. So, Claw Edge Kurama is there right now, and Totsuka Blade is coming up next. They're also buffing these weapons. They'll be receiving improvements in the upcoming update. Claw Edge Kurama will gain increased forward momentum when performing strong attacks and aerial strong attacks, allowing for more aggressive approaches. Totsuka Blade will be getting the ability to cancel its strong attacks earlier, allowing for greater combo potential. These weapons were already strong and they're getting buffed. They really just want you to have SS plus weapons. I think the claws specifically were broken, as in they didn't work. Hopefully they fix that. But also they nerfed basically every attack type strong attack by making it possible to substitute out of strong attacks from attack types. That was a big seasonal balance adjustment. So I don't know, buffing this may be justified. Compared to other weapons, I feel like claws are still so strong though. We also have some info about balance adjustments that will be implemented in this season. First off, Season 8 featured a major number of changes, including reworks and adjustments to a number of weapons and ninjutsu, as well as alterations to strong attack for attack types, what we just mentioned. The development team is aware that certain ninjutsu and weapons have issues with their power balance or are difficult to play against, but on the whole, we are satisfied with the outcome of changes. Going forward, we intend to be proactive with balance adjustments based on player feedback to create a better gaming experience for all ninja. Here's a survey, which we cannot take. Fix. Come on. 5 questions in total. It takes around 5 minutes. Well, it's taking me longer. I can't access it. And moving towards a better play experience, this was once again talking about cheats and their actions to, continue to crack down on that kind of stuff, including, selling accounts or using external programs or exploiting application glitches, yada, yada, yada. In closing, thank you for reading until the end. Season 9, we continue to challenge ourselves to create an even more exciting Shinobi Striker experience for all the ninja out there. We are brainstorming ideas to allow for even greater enjoyment of the game, such as a system for free matchmaking between Shinobi. What does that mean? What does this mean? And an increase in rewards for players. We hope you enjoy battling it out in the Ninja World League in the new season. Next developer letter is in late May. So late May, we may see the first DLC character for Season 9. Also, this is kind of the same phrasing they used for custom lobbies, which are still not in the game. Bro, give me... The custom lobbies are still not in the game. You're already talking about another system. But anyway, I think this is awesome. I think overall, getting a new season is great. 4 more characters. This game stays alive and keeps doing what it's been doing for the more recent years, which has been the best time to live and play Shinobi Striker. I think also, custom lobbies are a must-have, and they've been suspiciously silent on that stuff. Hopefully they break silence or just release the damn things. And I don't know what this free matchmaking system is, so I'd love to hear more details about it in the next developer's letter. Because what do you mean a free matchmaking between Shinobi? Would it be like? No, I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know what it is. Because you can already matchmake, so it's weird. Anyway, let's move on from Shinobi Striker into Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. The first Daima pack is out. 8 new characters, or 9 if you count Goku Daima Base, because they're selling you this guy again. A couple of things about this pack that feel like cut corners that we had in Superhero and we don't have here. First of all, less characters. So obviously, we're getting 8 characters here. They're calling it 9. It's 8, but 8 characters instead of 11. But also, the Superhero DLC had 3 custom battles that they made for that DLC. So, some single-player content. And also, the characters were voiced in Japanese and English. This pack, all the Daima characters are only in Japanese. They don't have any English dub. Which I believe maybe they're gonna add it in the next season. Once they add the final Daima DLC characters, they make everyone speak English. They do all the dubs at the same time. I guess that would be fine, but for now we're just kept guessing, and it would be so much better if they just communicated that. Just went, we'll be adding the English dub with the final DLC pack, so that way everyone just knew, and we wouldn't have to keep guessing. Now, as far as the characters, I think they really cooked with For instance, Super Saiyan Goku has some really cool animations on his rush attacks. The transformation animation is really awesome too. Let me see So this animation I like because like the screen almost goes 2D. That's a neat effect. This one goes nuts. Says just go into an alternate world. Now the effect could be better. I like, what is that, right? I like the speed that it evokes, but what the fuck is that? It's just... Is that a Goku there? Whatever. But I think they cooked with animation here. Vegeta Base has a bug you can eat to heal. Vegeta Super Saiyan is lame, super generic. Super Saiyan 2 is kind of a good character. Super Saiyan 2 has Explosive Wave and After Image Strike, so it's an After Image Strike character, first and foremost. He's got 2 projectiles as supers. One of them triggers a cutscene like this on hit. He's got a good looking Big Bang attack as well for his ultimate. The level beyond the Super Saiyan. Sick, but of course the star of this pack is Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. Who has one of the best transformation animations in this whole game. DLC or not. Pretty cool. Small nitpick is this screen frozen animation. Or where the model's just like not moving at all. Just like completely frozen, just the energy around. Small nitpick though. And yeah, they gave this character what they usually give what they want characters to be strong to have, Wild Sense and Instant Spark. I like Slash Flash. It's kind of a cool, quick projectile. Like that. Vanishing Strike is a rush move, pretty standard, and then he also has a cool looking ultimate. I think they cooked with Glorio. Glorio is a cool ass character to play as. He is a 4-cost DP. Now, most 4-cost DPs in this game actually can transform into stronger characters. But his Charge Ki Blast is paralysis. For skills, they're fine. It's an unblockable and some buffs. The buffs give him 2 bars of ki, which is new. This is a 2-bar projectile that's pretty quick. I like that. And the other one is a rush move. Pretty standard. Whip him out. Yes, sir. And finally, the ultimate is an unblockable, short range, unblockable, but kind of hits in a wide area. So you can set it up to be really hard to block and just get the raw damage with it. And I love Panji. I really love Panji's moveset. She's a 2-cost, so extremely cheap. She has an unblockable and she has Instant Spark. Because yes. Very low cost 2-bar projectile and an unblockable 4-bar for blasts. And the unblockable is this. It's an unblockable projectile as well. I think she's a lot of fun to play. A lot of fun. And Majin-Ku is not so fun. I think is a bit more standard. He's got a heal and he's got an unblockable. This unblockable, bro. It's just like when you're making PyCon playable, please. The hell? Yeah, but Majin-Ku I wasn't too big of a fan of. So yeah, this is a DLC that like, if you want to play characters online, it's Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Glorio, and Panji. That's it. And they cooked with Super Saiyan 2's Super Saiyan 2 Goku animation. That's my take on this DLC. Much like Superhero, not every character is a banger. Some characters do feel like, we didn't put as much time into this one because we know you're just gonna blow past this character in the middle of transformations. So yeah, it's not like every character in the pack is worth it, much like the Superhero DLC, but I do think this pack offers a lot less than the Superhero DLC. That said, it's at a very good price. It's at a very good price because it costs $9.99 if you don't have the Season Pass, which is like almost $10 cheaper than Superhero DLC. So that is a very good price for this DLC pack. I'm not gonna lie. Goku, you mispronounced Baikuhan. Okay. I'll keep doing it. I'll keep doing it. Alongside this also came a patch that is a really good patch. They added some options that we didn't even ask, but it's cool that we have them. So first of all, they added DP battles for 10, 15, 20. We already have 15, but they added 10 and 20 on all game modes. All game modes. You have some retro sound effects, which are... it's weird because it's the Tenkaichi sound effects, but only on some moves. Other moves are still normal. So yeah, but you have the super counter sound, so I did miss that. High-speed Dragon Dash adjusted, so it's more consistent. Z-Burst Dash, it now consumes less ki in general, but consumes more based on the distance traveled after activation, so that's great. Russian fixed an issue where guarding was possible between Russian and rush attacks. So basically you have real melee combos now. I didn't know this was considered an issue. I thought this was by design. What took you so long to fix this? I like it. I love it. So thank you for allowing real combos to be a thing now. And a bunch more changes, including like, perception. To counter like smash attacks and rush chains, it now costs 2 skills instead of 1. So perception got hella nerfed. It's a really good patch. It's a really good patch. It doesn't matter because like if people are negative on this game, they'll keep being negative on this game. They already commented their little hate post, and it doesn't matter. You will never gain players back. So these are really good changes for the players that have stuck with it and will stay with it. What is going on? Yeah, Kaiju Number 8 game is mobile. And PC. Oh, do we have gameplay? This is breaking news, folks. Nothing about crossplay. Crossplay was never announced. And that's part of the problem with, like, a lot of the Sparking Zero community is people are expecting things that were never announced, never promised, and they're feeling scammed on a game that didn't promise them any of that stuff, including crossplay. I mean, crossplay should happen. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a big advocate for crossplay. It should be happening on all anime games for sure. It's taking a long time, and it's probably not going to happen anytime soon. But you can't hold that against the game because like I bought it expecting crossplay or whatever, like because that never was a thing that was promised. And I think part of the negativity on Sparking Zero is also the different expectations people have nowadays with, for instance, Xenoverse is a game that has a ton of single-player content, right? And a lot of players, that has trained a lot of the player base to just expect single-player content from Dragon Ball games. So when there's nothing to do except like play online against other players, that's not enough for a large part of the player base. So they feel scammed because they expected something that was never promised to them. Kinda. I think custom battles kind of promised a constant stream of content, but turns out custom battles lately have been feeling very repetitive, and I don't know. Maybe if the tools were better to find dialogue, maybe players would be able to like craft better stories, and it would feel a little bit more different. But it's so boring to like find the right piece of dialogue when creating custom battles that a lot of those custom battles are feeling very repetitive right now. But I do think a large part of like the negativity is just community expecting things that was never gonna happen. Syriax has tweeted something that maybe was a bit inflammatory. I don't think people hated him too much for it, but there's always weirdos on the internet, right? But he tweeted. Tweeted this. All right, so enough time has passed. To me, Xenoverse 2 is better than Sparking. You can't argue I already went away, but so like kind of lighthearted, but also like making kind of a big statement. I think this opinion is totally fine. I think depending on what you value in a Dragon Ball game, this is a totally valid opinion and very easy to justify. The opinion I have a problem with is if you do Xenoverse 2 is better than Sparking, but then you go Budokai Tenkaichi 3 is better, right? This I don't understand. This I just legit do not get. Because like Sparking objectively has more content than Budokai Tenkaichi 3. And if you like Budokai Tenkaichi 3's gameplay better, that's totally fine. I also think this game would be just as toxic as this if it had online. But that's my opinion on it. This is totally fine. And of course, there's a bunch of weirdos that just link, oh, you don't like it because you suck. Right, okay. Well, then you can't have opinions, I guess. It's checkmate. It's debating 101. Speedrun fixed. The most hate about Sparking Zero is the player base, not the game in my opinion. I like the game so much. I had a lot of fun checking the DLC back again, but I'm not going to be a big advocate for Sparking Zero and say like, yo, this game is the shit when like I'm not playing it right now, you know? I went back to Bleach immediately after checking the DLC out, but I had fun with the DLC, and I'm a believer that that game is a pretty good game, and it has a ton of content to justify it. There's also, before we leave this topic, there was also a Nano video that I highly recommend you guys watch. Nanogenics. He had a video on the rise and fall of Sparking Zero, and he put it into very simple words what happened with this game, expectations-wise, and then the delivery. There is one point where I mostly disagree, and I think the community is again like false expectations.
We get our answer on GT. Rest in peace, Super 17. But we were left wondering who they would cut from the game because there weren't enough spots left after the GT trailer to fit all the movie characters, which would then lead to one of the better trailers they made for Sparking Zero, where Goku expands the grid.
So yeah, expectations, big expectations, yada yada yada. All right, then why did it fail?
First real criticisms. Obviously on launch day and even through until the next week, people were mostly positive about the game. But as the honeymoon phase started to end, the cracks in Sparking Zero's armor started to show through with what we'll condense down into 5 main issues: story mode, custom battles, gameplay, online, and post-launch content.
100% agree with all of them, except this first one.
Where's the rest of it?
One of the staples of the Budokai Tenkaichi series were the what-if scenarios, and while I do think Sparking Zero has 2 or 3 that I find pretty exceptional, the rest are very forgettable and very tame for a what-if in the world of Dragon Ball. However, it doesn't end with the lack of meaningful what-ifs in the story mode, as each character's story primarily focuses on select sagas from Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, leaving out significant content from GT, OG Dragon Ball, and including none of the movies, with characters like Vegeta and Piccolo having their storyline cut off very short, with both ending in Z and not exploring anything from Dragon Ball Super. Part of the issue with Piccolo specifically is the lack of superhero being base game, which could have benefited both Piccolo and Gohan stories tremendously. And lastly, other than the Sparking episodes, the story mode is mostly just a slideshow, which really isn't something you'd expect from a game made in 2024. Now, my argument on the side...
Okay, so first of all, let's talk about the what-ifs. What-if stories in Tenkaichi 3 are garbage. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but it's one mission with a fun like haha here's a what if, and it's like a combat scenario that just like it's fanfic basically. I think the what ifs in Sparking Zero are a lot closer to Tenkaichi 2, which had great what ifs. Okay, the what ifs in Tenkaichi 2 was like, what if this small thing changed? How would the Dragon Ball story evolve? And that's what Sparking Zero did. Now, Tenkaichi 2 is known to have great what-if stories. It only has 3 what-if stories. 3. And none of them are bigger than, I don't know, the first one that you get as Goku. None of them. So, Sparking Zero having like 2 or 3 exceptional what-if stories, which I think it has more. I think it has 2 really good Goku stories. It has 1 good Vegeta story. It has 1 great Gohan story as well. So 4 at the very least, and I didn't go back and count. It has more good what-if stories than the best Dragon Ball game, best Tenkaichi game to do it in history. So the fact that this was seen as a negative is just, once again, unrealistic expectations from the community. Now, where's the rest of the story? Because like it doesn't cover movies, it doesn't cover GT, it doesn't cover original Dragon Ball. Fair. Tenkaichi 3 doesn't cover Super because it didn't have it, so maybe it's hard to like compare it to that. But I think if you go back to Tenkaichi 3, Tenkaichi 3 tells a very abridged story, and for a good reason. Tenkaichi 2 is very expensive and it covers everything, and that is, to me, a worse story mode than Tenkaichi 3. Tenkaichi 3 ended up abridging the story in a lot of ways. It skips a ton of fights, but it did it because it made for a better, like, cinematic experience or a better reliving of the story mode. I think Sparking Zero is somewhere in between the two. And it ends up not pleasing any side of the fandom. Not the fans that want the complete story, not the fans that are looking for the most cinematic side or most cinematic retelling of the story. And that's why, like, yeah, I agree. Like, slideshows in 2024 is crazy.
Or anything from Dragon Ball Super. Part of the issue with Piccolo specifically is the lack of superhero being base game, which could have benefited both Piccolo and Gohan stories tremendously. And lastly, other than the sparking episodes, the story mode is mostly just a slideshow, which really isn't something you'd expect from a game made in 2024. Now, my argument on the side of Sparking Zero is that we didn't need a fully blown story mode in a Dragon Ball game again. A big difference between when BT3 released in 2007 and this game releasing in 2024 is that gaming has changed substantially. Back in the PS2 era of games, the content on the PS2 disc was all the content that game would ever have. DLC didn't really exist back then, nor were live service games nowhere near as prominent as they are today, like Fortnite, Valorant, Warzone, etc. So with all that in mind, we have Dragon Ball Z Kakarot that is continually getting updates, and even though it is missing some prominent moments from Z, it is arguably the best way to experience the Dragon Ball Z story.
100%. And I think VTubers are proving it. I think VTubers learning about the entirety of Dragon Ball through Kakarot is really funny content, but like also shows that, wow, they can get the entire story actually by just playing the game. And so that's really been fun. Apparently the stage ended on... Okay. I don't know why it wasn't active, but okay. I guess watch the stream here now. But yeah, so really highly recommend this video from Nano, by the way. That's like a small nitpick I have with this entire video, which is like the story mode is great. I think this content in Sparking Zero is something that you cannot knock against it straight up. Unless you're coming from the expectation of like a Xenoverse where you're expecting every DLC pack to add more single player content because you're not the type of player to just go online and play. And, you know, I think it's fair enough to like be disappointed, but it's at the same time, it's not, because it was never what that game promised. It was never what Tenkaichi was. So that, I think, ends my aside. Let's finally watch this Kaiju number 8 thing, because this just popped. So we knew there was a Kaiju number 8 mobile game coming. Apparently it's like mobile PC. It's one of those. Is it another Impact clone? Because it looks like one. It's going to be a gacha thing, by the way, for you guys get happy / disappointed. Some people are gacha brains. Others are like, I don't want this. What is this? Auto runner section? It's turn-based! Alright, okay. So, a different type of Impact clone. Or a Honkai Star Rail. Kaiju number Star Rail. Star Rail, Star number 8. Rail number 8. I don't... What's a good... Kaiju Rail number 8? What's the better name? We're railing them kaijus. Hey, at least it's not an Impact clone. Yeah, ultimates look great. Alright, cue the hate comments. Why is it turn-based? Let's move on to My Hero Ultra Rumble, folks, who just released a new skill set. This is Urahara. We don't have Smoke with us today, but he did write a little letter, so we'll get his opinions anyway. Urahara. Baseball bats. So Urahara, Zero Satellites intro. Let's go. Planet Home Run. A powerful swing that launches debris is our new alpha.
Here I go!
She also launches the character, apparently.
Fly away!
Level it up. Becomes big debris. Oh, you hit the character with a big stick. Fly away, she says. Any notes from Smoke? New Ochako's skill set was added to the game. She's an assault character type and is arguably better than the rapid counterpart. Wow. The tweet showcasing your skills. Skim out on some details, but I'll cover it. All right, so her alpha is now a projectile, which means she loses the wire mobility from a rapid, but makes up for it later. The projectile itself has a pretty large hitbox and good range, so she can definitely land it from far away. It also deals a lot of damage, hitting for 195 using regular tuning slots, not special ones at level 9. What the tweet doesn't state is if you hold down the button, Ochako will instead lunge at the enemy and hit them with a melee swing. This can be useful to get a small amount of last-ditch mobility, but also deals a ridiculous 230 damage at level 9. What the fuck? Yeah, max health is 300, by the way. What the fuck? 230? Oh my god. Okay. Beta, what we got for beta? Damn, there's the mobility. She just flies. She just flies. Oh, what the hell? Our new beta makes up for the lack of mobility. Yeah. Being a large charge forward, she can aim it upwards and downwards as well with the left stick, as well as side to side. The move will continuously hit enemies caught up in it, dragging them along, which sets up perfectly for a combo into melee alpha. It also deals good damage on its own, meaning you really don't want to touch it. Sheesh, that sounds powerful.
My best move!
Oh, did she just activate the gravity in a line and then it... Okay. Okay. It's a straight line, huh? Or a big area. And you go up with it. Combo. Pretty cool. Level 9. Bro, you can totally gamma into beta into alpha. Unless the combo drops. But I can see the vision. I can see the vision. Sick. I mean, another mobility thing, right? Pressing Gamma will have Ochaku use a similar move to a rapid Gamma, but this time she summons several ones in a row. The circles behave similar to her old Gamma, making the enemies float and allowing you to drop them for extra damage, though Assault Ochaku can capitalize on combos much better. Holding the Gamma will instead create a platform underneath her, dealing damage to nearby enemies as it spawns, and letting others stand on it as it rises for better positioning. Enemies hit by the spawn on the platform will also float like regular Gamma. In summary, the new Ochaku loses her extreme mobility from rapid skill set, but makes up for it by having her float special as well as having truckloads of damage in her combos now. I believe she is better than regular Ochaku in direct confrontation, but the general feeling is that she can be caught off guard easier than rapid Ochaku. Given that she has a harder time escaping. Though if there's no one left alive to hurt you, I suppose trading that survivability is fair. I've uploaded a clip to your DMs that showcases one of her combo routes, strong enough to TOD a full health all for one of the beefiest HPs in the game, and we have the clip right here. So alright, what is this aspect ratio, bro? Beta? That's so quick too. That's so quick as well. That's really fast. Damn. Balance patch. So there were some balance changes as well. In short, the balance changes made during maintenance focus on balancing the tuning systems, special modifiers, nerfing some of the strongest in the meta. Worth mentioning are... I don't know any of this. Sisterly Disposition used to give you a whopping 50% damage resistance. Now it grants 30%. This has actually made it not worth running on most characters. Only really Ida and the Hawks can use it effectively, and the two mains are still figuring out if she can. GP Sucker gave you 50 guard points upon downing an enemy. level 1 and 125 at max level. It's now been nerfed across the board, granting 20 to 95. However, it's worth noting that this modifier is bugged. I'll trigger 2 times. Let's go. Overall thoughts. In addition, the addition of Assault Chakra has been very fun, as it is the norm for biking characters. And while it is good seeing them tackling tuning, balancing more specifically in this patch, it is not yet enough. I hope they pay a lot more attention to it in the future. I can concede that in addition, the addition of the system would have been better if skipped altogether. Yep. I just gotta suffer it now. Is likely to stay here for good. Oh well, and step back for sure, but he likes to take 2 steps forward. I don't know about that. I don't know. I'm also happy to report that there have been no references to Hawk Tua from the official Twitter account since the last incident. Kind of crazy how Globko has forgotten about the ranking of Dragon Ball series. It's not forgotten. It's on my phone. It's just like there's a bunch of video games that I'm playing before I continue ranking, okay? So like the video game order is there, and one of the games says DBZ Budokai, but I put a bunch of games in between. So there's like, I'm gonna play Digimon Story next, then Berserk, then of Stars in Time, which I promised Ender up ages ago. Then I want to play Indiana Jones, and then finally I'll start playing the Budokai games. It's just like shit keeps happening. I don't have the time, bro. I don't have the time. Get off my dick. Let's talk about something that I guess we missed. We talked about Bandai Namco canceling Blue Protocol. I guess a lot of you probably remember this. And it got picked up by Tencent, basically. Tencent bought Blue Protocol and renamed it to Star Resonance. There's gameplay out there for this, and I think we missed it because I mean, it looks like Blue Protocol straight up. But there's a few changes here, and the reason why this popped up on my timeline is because there's a beta going on right now in China. So it's China only for now. I think there's like a Taiwan beta scheduled as well. But if you look at this is Star Resonance. If you remember Blue Protocol, that's what this is. It's the same areas, the same art style, the same everything, the same font, bro. But it's not the same game. Flying is new. Gathering seems a pain in the butt still. And there's a couple of new things here. There could be good changes. We don't know. This boss used to be a 20-player raid, and I don't think there's 20 players here. I think a big problem with Blue Protocol when I played it is like it's too busy. If you're a melee character attacking the boss with 20 players, throwing particle effects at the boss, you cannot see shit. And also like 20 players just means your impact is much more reduced. You don't feel like you're contributing because it's just like you're a very tiny part of a big machine. Reducing the player count, I mean, saying like we have 20 player rates sounds great on paper or on a marketing pamphlet, but when you go and play, it's really hard to execute. Some games do it, by the way. I'm not saying it's impossible, and some games do it to great success, but I'm saying it's not an easy thing to do. And Blue Protocol definitely didn't do it well. There's some new things here in this boss also, like so you can use this as like a reference to like how different this is. There didn't used to be like different platforms where the boss jumped from place to place, so they're not just copy pasting the game. It does sound like they're making some changes to gameplay at least, but they bought the game, so they're reusing the engine, the looks, and the zones pretty much. They basically had a big skip button to the development of the game where they were able to skip forward to making some cool shit. But yeah, Star Resonance, keep an eye on it, I guess. I don't know if this is coming worldwide, by the way. So get your hopes up. Elena had her gameplay reveal for Street Fighter 6. Bros, she looks great. She's here to bring back some great memories from Street Fighter 4 players, or Street Fighter 5. Well, which one was it? Which one was the healing issue? I think it was 4, right? Healing. But she looks great. Man, her capoeira moves have never looked so capoeira. Yeah, it was 4. I knew it.
What do you say?
How about you dance with me? We dodge projectiles? Poof. Poof. Dude, I was watching her play and I'm like, okay, so she's like very weave in and out, right? She gets through projectiles with a special dash, it seems, like that. And I was thinking, man, if she didn't have that, how would she play against projectiles? And then I remembered, oh, right, drive gauge. You know, just drive rush. And then I remembered all the players that hate the drive rush in this game. They really hate drive rush in this game until they are burnt out playing against a JP from full screen. Then they really want their drive gauge back, don't they? Like, drive rush sucks, but if I don't have one and I'm playing as JP from full screen, it fucking sucks. She just looks fun. She just looks fun to play as. Big level 1 or level 2, I don't know. It's one of them. Critical art. She's making the opponents touch grass. All right, cool. Bringing out Elena. No healing. She doesn't heal this time, so she's not going to be toxic. We're okay. We're okay. Oh, wait. What is this? She healed! She healed in the post-credits! Oh no! And last but not least, folks. Diablo 4. I never thought I'd be talking about Diablo 4 in this show. But you're doing a collaboration with Berserk. I believe this is going to be equipment, mostly. But what we have here is not the game, it's just an animation. Pretty cool animation, though. Like, this is, what's their melee character? The barbaric dude. Is clearly rocking some Berserk armor and blade. But that's not it. That's not all you're getting from this little tease, apparently. Is Zangief? Yes, Zangief is in. Zangief is definitely in Diablo. Pretty cool. That, you know, Berserk is not forgotten. And still getting collabs like this. Diablo is not what I expected it to go towards, but here it is. I don't know what class this is. Mage. Mage is getting skeleton, dude. Also, this is Hunter. Hunter's getting a bow. Maybe? This is all speculation. But that's what you get. That's the teaser, and that is gonna do it for today's Around the Bush. If you guys want to watch this live, I'm live every Friday. And yeah, we do a little Q&A before and after the show. But if not, appreciate you guys watching on the YouTube side of things. That's gonna do it for today. I'll see you guys next week for some more anime gaming news. Take care.